Chapter 5, The Healing Magician is invited into the royal capital. While being shaken by the carriage, we had reached the royal capital of Diaro. Just as the name says, it is the capital of the Diaro kingdom. The Diaro kingdom was situated on the southernmost part of the territory that humans control. Beyond that, there is the territory of what the demon race controls. In other words, the Diaro kingdom is the defensive wall to protect the humans from the demon race. Making this into a reason to gain support from other countries, the Diaro kingdom's strength is connected with the other countries. The support that the Diaro kingdom get, consists mostly of food and money, but they also get talented engineers or magicians. Coupled with many warriors with real combat experience against monsters, there is no doubt that the Diaro kingdom is the strongest country in the world. Nowadays, they are performing extreme acts of greed by making more aggressive negotiations to extract more support from the countries that are backing them up. The front lines of the battle between the humans and monsters, the capital, is surrounded by walls with a strange height and thickness. Not only can it protect the capital from physical damage, it can also protect against magical damage. On top of that, there are multiple knights always surrounding the walls, making it quite the formidable protective wall. That looks like quite a splendid wall. KAIFUKU, you shouldn't be surprised at the wall, because the truly surprising part is inside the town. Flare going through the bulky middle gate, we enter the town. Please look, isn't it quite a beautiful townscape? Flare. Once we entered the town, our carriage started running across the well-maintained highway in the Diaro kingdom. While I was looking at the town, the magic hero who was also the Princess Flare, started innocently talking in high spirits. Certainly, just as she says, it is a beautiful townscape. Taking into account of the circulation of money and goods, the main road is wide and straight. The buildings are made of brick for fire protection and have some elegance to it. You can't find anywhere in this place that has useless designs or anything, and they are all just living normally. In this beautiful townscape, there were more people than any other town. It is in a good condition, the energy is overflowing and you can always hear laughing voices. Yeah, it truly is beautiful. Here I don't use polite language towards the Princess Flare as she herself told me not to use it. She said that since we are both heroes and are equal, there is no need for it. Even though Flare is a princess, she is acting as someone who is easy to get along with, so she is trying to match with me while talking. This is my prideful town, and we fight to protect this beautiful town and everyone smile. Flare, you're so amazing. Flare, Kiro, sorry, for talking so much, but it would be wonderful if we could protect everyone's smile with our power, right? Flare. I laughed back to Flare while she was smiling. It's useless, it feels like my smile would crumble any time now. Everything that Flare is saying is calculated, her innocent behavior, the moments when she is a bit clumsy, her glorious face and her wish filled with purity to protect the royal capital. Every single part of her act is to try and tie me to this country. The magic hero Flare is a woman who can do all of this, and because I know this, I've had to endure this nauseous feeling inside of me the whole time. In the first place, the royal capital is completely corrupted. The place that the royal capital was built on was the land that they stole from the demi-humans. The Diaro kingdom, who set its eyes on this extremely vast land which had plentiful resources, had burned down all the demi-human villages in the area to claim it for themselves. The demi-humans who fought back were massacred, and the remaining ones were made into slaves for the manpower needed to build this town. For this reason, they were able to make this town, which was optimized to have a good circulation of money. At any rate, because they were able to burn down all of the demi-human villages at once, they started just doing as they pleased. A clean highway, numerous lovely buildings and the smiling faces of the townspeople. In the shadows of all of it, there are the remains of the sacrifices made to make all of this, and you can sometimes see the demi-humans who have collars stuck on them getting overworked by others. In the kingdom, although it is banned to have human slaves, there are no restrictions on demi-human slaves. After all, in the kingdom's eyes, The demi-humans are only considered as beasts. The demi-humans also have a thing called a true name, which the slave owner can use it to make them have absolute obedience. Because it was easier for the humans if the demi-humans didn't have human rights, they were fine with letting them be slaves. This is truly. This beautiful country is just like you, Flair. Here I just said what I thought, a beautiful exterior, with the interior dyed pitch black. Exactly like Flair. I'm glad. This is the town that I'm proud of, so more than any compliment, it comes straight to my heart. Flair puts on her perfectly calculated smile while not realizing my sarcasm. And once again, Flair moves her line of sight outside the window. In that time, I decided to use my jade dice in the knights who were escorting us to check their strength. When I escape, being able to know their strength would help. After all, they are the princess's guards, so there should only be the elite of elite knights. This means that if I get strength that overwhelms them, I should be able to escape without any problems. There are 6 of them, and all of them have around the same amount of strength. This is the first one. Race, human name, Margaret class, knight level, 31 status, MP, 57 physical attack, 63 physical defense, 63 magical attack, 31 magical resistance, 44 speed, 57 abilities, fencing LV3 martial arts LV2 skills, fencing correction LV3, knight's skill, attacks that use a sword get a positive correction. Horseback correction LV2, knight's skill, when riding a horse, you get a positive correction. From what I can see, the knight class has a status with high physical attack and defense. His level is high too, because normal humans usually have a level limit with around 20-30, and he is past that. As expected of a knight that guards the royal family. Although there are exceptions, the class that you awaken to usually relate to how you grew up, so he was probably in a family that served as a knight for many generations and was raised as a knight. Putting more power into my jade eyes, I look at the hidden information. Level limit, 32 talent values, MP, 40 physical attack, 90 physical defense, 90 magical attack, 40 magical resistance, 60 speed, 80 total value, 400 Although the level limit has almost been reached, the talent values aren't bad. A total value of 400, with no wasted distribution. If I fought with this guy, I would probably be unable to do anything as I get defeated. I stop using my jade dice after looking at his status. I see, so if I want to escape, then I have to overwhelm this status. Sounds like quite a laborious task. Since my status is magician based, my physical attack and defense is what I should originally be bad at. I guess I'll need to change my talent value distribution with transformation heal. With this, I'm convinced I'll be able to escape without a problem if this is considered the power of the most elite guard. Kier-san, did something happen? Flair moves her gaze from the window to me, asks me. If I think about how I'm going to enter the royal castle from now, I get nervous. Kier, well, that isn't unreasonable, but don't worry. The fact that you weren't in a position to learn proper manners, or the fact that I forcibly brought you here is already known, so most things should be forgiven. Really, this woman doesn't make any wasteful actions. Like that, the carriage that we were on started going inside the royal castle. After getting inside the royal castle, I split up with Flair. After that, 5 maids started following me, put me in a bath to clean myself, and made me wear extravagant clothes. On top of that, they taught me as much manners as they could. It seems that I will be having an audience with the king in a few hours, and there will be a lot of tedious things to do. It seems that all the maids here are quite influential people, and I was surprised that there is a great difference in stats with the knight's status that I saw before. Which means that these maids are also here to monitor me. While not being able to do anything, the time had come. Now then, for me it is a long time since I had an audience with the king. At that time, I was too happy that I didn't properly listen to it. The superiority I felt as a chosen hero, the beautiful exterior of flair, the hope the king had for me, and these were the things that stole my heart. However, right now I am extremely calm. I wonder how the king is reflected in my eyes right now? I am somewhat looking forward